Want to do a quick video on ball joints on your Metro. I got a couple trailing arms here. I just switched off a car I'm doing. Most of the time when you check, I'm going to spin this around here. Most of the time when you check a wheel bearing on the front of a Geo, when they're bad they're noisy, but they don't get loose. They're not like a tapered bearing that most people are used to. When they fail, you'll get a little wobble to the wheel if you grab it from the top and bottom and shake it. Metro will be completely tight, and the bearing will just be noisy and fail because it's not a tapered bearing. When you feel what you think is a loose wheel bearing, it's usually, well, it's not usually, it's almost always the lower ball joint. And this lower ball joint is just awful. First off, a good ball joint, you shouldn't be able to move. It should be so tight that you almost have to tap it with a light hammer. Now let me grab a tool here. So there's a couple of tests for it. The first one is if it's loose, feel it, if you can move it around easy. And the second one is if it's on the car and you can take a pair of channel locks to it. And I don't know if you can see that. You can probably see the little water bubbles because the seals on them are horrible. But I'm actually compressing it. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it's squishing back and forth. The ball socket is wore out, so now it's moving up and down. So as you're going down the road and the wheel loads and unloads, God, I wish I could show you better with this. I should have done it on the car. This had about 1/4 of an inch, and I guess that's just to show you that little bit of movement if we can see it in the camera. And you probably don't want to watch this video on a small phone. Oh, there you go. Well, let me pull on it. That would make more sense. See that? That was, and what I can do up and down, since it's a ball in there, you can do side to side. So as this car went around the corner, the wheel was shifting in and out. Made it feel like the car's alignment was off. And you could hear a little click, click, kind of when you, as the car loaded and turned and unloaded it. Anyhow, bad wheel bearings on a Geo, and I don't care if it's a new or late model since they have different front wheel bearings, almost always a bad ball joint. Set of trailer arms are good for about, well, here in Washington they're good for about 20 years. Back in the East Coast and Midwest, places where it freezes and the roads are horrible in the wintertime, like Michigan, I don't know, maybe they only go 5 or 10 years. Shocks don't last very long. A Geo doesn't have a replaceable ball joint. It comes with a Troll trailing arm. And it's important not to buy a Chinese trailing arm. They're horrible for starters. Get one from Japan. And the new ones from Japan even come powder coated, as this is painted with like car paint. And you can see this car's from Washington and we don't have rusty cars here. But if this was in Michigan or something, especially there, this trailing arm would virtually be brown with rust. The new trailing arms from Japan are powder coated, and the car, I just put them on. Well, it'll be my next video. They're just, they're just nice and black, and the powder coat stops the. It's just a lot harder to scratch and whatnot, and get the rust up underneath the paint where it bubbles it off. But and then both these trailing arms are exactly wore out evenly, so when you do them, you can see I'm moving it up and down there. Do them both together. It's an easy, fast job. Probably the first time you do it, maybe it'll take you an hour or two. I can literally change 2 of them in a half an hour. So use lots of anti-seize, and if the bolts, if you have a car that's a little bit rusty and the bolts don't want to come out, they go over the bushing. And you'll get new bushings. Everything comes complete, so you'll just unbolt it off the car and put the new one on, and you're not using the old parts except for the bolts. But if you have a car that's got some surface rust on it, and you know, if you do, buff those bolts off that go in the body, and smear lots of antifreeze on them. I use antifreeze on everything. This bottle's almost empty, but I just go through tons of it. And it'll make it easier to take apart in 20 years or 5 years or whenever you have to do it again. Yeah. So just a little FYI for everybody out there. And so if you're going through a corner and your steering's a little, you know, you make a turn and the car kind of does a little, you know, just kind of roll. I'm not sure how to explain it. You're going through a corner and you kind of feel the front end just kind of click over, you know, just kind of like falls in. It's the wheel as you go around the corner, and it just kind of does a little flop to it on here because this is allowing the angle to change on the bottom of the ball joint. It'll make the tires last a lot longer too. And if the ball joint completely fails, don't worry about it because the wheel pops out, or the ball joint pops out, and the strut just pops out, and it just totals the car and probably kills you and whoever's next to you. And that's no joke. That's actually why we try to stay away from the rusty Geos, because the trailing arm, the bolts up here that hold that on that cap, those will pull out of the body, and the trailing arm will do a little twist to it, and yeah, not a good thing. Not a good thing. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little something there because I had it on the bench and I was thinking about it. And you can see it just doesn't take much to make a car drive bad. And these are actually really terrible. So much worse than that, and they just come apart. Have a great day and enjoy geoing.